always helps. Always helps if you click the old start streaming button, doesn't it? And probably if I put the microphone to where my mouth lives, that would probably help as well. So, how are you all doing, my wonderful humans? No doubt enjoying yourselves, having a great, what is it you humans call it, Wednesday? Today ending with Y, which means we get to have some little playtimes going. So today, I thought we'd do a little bit of old worldy Dungeons and Dragons. So expect it to be kind of really super procedural, because I'm playing on my own, of course. Me, myself, and I. It means that I'll just be running through the bits and pieces. I just need to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Bear with me, my little chickaroos, my little humany pals, my fine feathered favourite people. What was I doing? I was going here and I was going to share a little linky poo to a few places to, get this party started. Ain't no party like a slime boy party, nor a slime girl party, nor a slimy party. Nothing at all. Just me here making sure that the audio works. That part sounds like it works. Excellent. Let me take a copy of that. And let me put it over here. Yeah. Ain't no party. So, how is everyone? Wonderful? I'm sure you are. If anyone ever listens, I'm sure they're wonderful. I mean, if they're listening to this, they've got to be wonderful, because they've got to be a wonderful, wonderful person. So, sorry it took me a little longer to start than intended. I ate late. Digesting all those bits and pieces takes a little while. It takes it out of you. D&D party. There we go. Cool. Top bananas. I can put this keyboard away because I don't need a keyboard. Keyboards are for the weak. Okay, so first off, let me just give you a little guided tour. This is my Foundry instance. I've got Mythic installed just in case I need some inspiration at any point. We have got music and atmospherics. I've still got the audio there going. Silly slime. Right, yeah, cool. So, also where's the chat? Just in case, you never know when someone might show up. They show up and I ignore them and then they run away and never come again. Tragedy. I almost broke out into S Club 7 there. But I didn't, so, I'm getting better. Slowly healing. We've got audio provided to us by the RPG Audioness. It's... Let's go to here. Manage modules, just so I can tell you what's going on. It's where is it? It's down here somewhere. Here we go. Tabletop RPG Music is the Patreon channel. It's good stuff. Nice, loopy, relaxing, or not, depending on what playlist you're playing. Good stuff. Hopefully we're all cool. Should be. I read the page. It looked good. We're currently playing on the atmospheric dreary playlist. A little bit louder. There we go. I wasn't able to hear it. So, it seems we're both coming through the same audio device today. That's for the best. So, this is kind of this. I just had to upgrade to Foundry 11. And as you can imagine, trauma was had, pain, misery, suffering, but we're still alive. So, good. From that, I don't know how many you use. We've added all kinds of stuff to it. I'm not a fan. Modernized, fancy stuff, all very scary. But yeah, cool. Not important really, because mostly today, hopefully it's going to work. Do we think it's going to work? Drum roll. Yeah, that's for drum roll. Sadly, I've got to change the channel in order to find the thingy. Drum roll and ta-da! Yeah. This is weird because I don't know why, and I'm going to have to figure this out. As you can guess by the way I just turned this way and it went the right way up for you. For some reason, while this camera software seems to work, it's rotated the camera, which I'm sure is cool in some cases, but in this case it's a bit annoying. And if I turn it the right way round, it becomes portrait, but it's not portrait. It's clearly it's collecting landscape, right? But for some reason the software is, well, I presume because people that normally use these bits of software, that's the way they want it, right? They want to be beautiful, whereas I already am. I'm a slime, beautiful slime. So that's a bit weird. I did have a look. Maybe I'll have a couple more looks on here just to see if I can figure it out. But I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing this. It doesn't appear to be any adjustments to make it go into landscape mode, which just seems very strange. Stabilization, mirror video, auto zoom, framing, center stage. Yeah, it's really very, and none of that can be done on here anyway without upgrading my license. So yeah, we're just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to live with this for the time being, and I'm gonna get really confused. But such is life, right? I deserve to be confused, like so. Yes, if I do, then I might remember, but I won't. I won't remember at all. So we're gonna play through a little bit of this. So this is Velocity B4. I'm going to play a bit of this because I've recently done B1 and I've recently done B3 and I've got B4. So yeah, this is the reprint from drive-through. The problem, I have feelings. I knew this before I bought it, but I think the fact that they print, originally these were kind of like flip out, right? So you'd be able to take the middle out because it was stapled together, and the thing had stuff on it, right? So that would be where the maps were. Unfortunately, now the maps are all in here, which is a bit of a nuisance because it means that you can't like easily look at them. Look at them when you're reading through the page, which is a nuisance, as you can imagine. Let me get back onto this view and not that view, just so I can make sure that, all very pretty. This book has really gone to town. This adventure is probably the first adventure that really goes to town with factions. So there are 3 factions in this book. We'll encounter them and see which one our party ends up playing with. As to the party, It's a party that I've run before, but they used to look like this. So this used to be my control sheet. There we go. Right, so this is one of the big old differences that you get with BECMI. I just had the stats along here. Not hugely important during the game, just if I needed to quickly figure out what the modifiers might be for something, but generally you don't have to worry about that. The saving throws, the armor classes, and then the attack ribbon. So THAC0, the right tool, but often with the wrong implementation, at least when you're doing, old-fashioned armor class ratings. In the party we have Marcus, level 3 fighter. We have Alia, a level 3 fighter. We've got Kara, a level 2 magic user. We have Lorelei, a level 1 elf. We have Kai, a level 3 thief. The thieves level up pretty quickly in this. We have someone I can't read from this direction. Kyria, a level 3 cleric. So in this, I expect most may know, some may not. Clerics don't start off with spells. You gotta reach level 2 before you get spells. But now she's level 3, so she's got spells. This one died. We've got Mika, who's a level 2 magic user, and we've got Anduin, who's a level 2 dwarf. That's the basics, right? I would track the stuff down here and hit points here. What weapons are they carrying? So we kind of defaulted into a standard pattern where we would have swords people at the front, pikemen behind them, then the squishy people, then the dwarf and a fighter behind, right? So this used to be a fighter, but they're dead now, so stuff them. The rest of this is other games. So that's what it used to look like. I'm going to keep this around because I'm probably going to need it. Next, we've got what does it look like now? I got a whole bunch of trash here because I just had to change the barrel on the printer because it was broken. It was done. So I replaced it. Next, so this is how they look now. I made them a bit clearer, a bit easier to follow. Annoyingly, they don't fit on one page. I should probably get rid of the fourth line on these, and then they will. Not so easy for you to read, but gives you an idea, right? Marcus is kind of beefy. The main thing here is I've moved the healing potions onto the here where the hit points are. So hit points and healing potions, both in one. Useful. Next, I have the one-page solo engine. So this will generally be, if I need to make any decisions, I'll use this. Any decisions above and beyond making a direction decision where I'll just roll a d6 and the party will go in that direction, right? I tend to find that this is a really useful way to, as a player, as a DM, GM, ref, to get used to the actual dungeon. Because I find reading dungeons just isn't my thing. I find reading most things just isn't my thing. So yeah. So one page solo engine for that. Useful. Now what else have I got here? In my bags of tricks. I could go over here. Inventory. The party came away from the last adventure with like 12, 20, 30,000 gold pieces, right? They're not hurting for inventory. Except for one thing because of this adventure, but we'll come to that. Of course, next, OSE, Players Tomb, Ref's Tomb, Grey Books, recommend, purchase, off you go. And the next thing I've got is all the attack tables for BECMI. So I've got this printed out so I don't need to look for them all the time in the books. These are useful. This table, this one here, I need to get a copy of this table that includes weapon mastery, that's also legible. Because there are some dance about the weapon mastery numbers on that no human being can read, particularly not me, as I'm a slime, and slimes find life more difficult than you. Another bunch of stuff I've got, which we should probably do now, is we've got these wee folks, and we've got some more of them. 1 second. Let's just get these. Yeah. So these are the Arknight little plasticky miniature things. They're pretty cool. We'll make use of some of these. It's a little person. I don't have any halflings in the party yet. But maybe when someone dies. Oh, we've got a female magic user there. That's probably useful. We've got 2. I think I've got 2 as well. So, 1. What looks good? I do have a dwarf. Anyone else? He look good. Double daggers? No, not really what we're after. Oh, an elf? Looks like an elf. Might not be an elf. Magic user with a stick. Magic user with 2 hands of stuff. Let's have a look. Bald magic user. Another. Well, that's probably a druid, but that'll probably do. And some lovely young men. A drow, one with very pale elf. Fine. You know, you do you. Who likes the sun anyway? It's a terrible thing. Okay, so there's a dwarf. There's 2 wizards. And a bunch of others here. I never decided. It was Kai. Kai could be a girl. So that could be Kai. What have we got? Yeah, we have some more over here as well. That's a Skelly. It's not what we're after. There's a handsome chap there. Can that be Marcus? He's not looking like he's got enough armour. What else we got? Got this one. Oh, that's Marcus. It's clearly Marcus. That looks like a Marcus to me. Yeah, Marcus? I think so. Kai, Marcus. What we're looking for is a elf. Would probably be good. What we got here? That's a zombie. That's a male cleric. This is where we're going to find out we don't have a lady cleric. But, you know, let's go. We'll have a look. I mean, I keep on saying you know, but you don't know. Because I've not told you. Okay, 2 more. Oh, that's henchman fodder, isn't it? This guy. Clearly a henchman of some sort. And this party doesn't have a henchman at the moment, but I think we probably should add one because it would make sense. This can be Alia. This is Anduin. So we don't need the female dwarf. We're going to make Anduin another dwarf. Now, what should I? Oh no, that worked first time. There we go. Wicked. I need a pair of things for this mage. Kara. You can be Kara. We do need a female elf. Well, one thing to remember is elves are little. They're only about 4 to 5 foot. So they're not like the tall elves you started to see at one point. That might be fine. Well, she's got a long bow, but we'll live. We can live. We don't have tieflings. We're not a thing. Wizard with a stick. Wizard with another stick. Gentleman with an axe. Oh, there's some kind of Dread Knight gentleman there. I like him. If I need another warrior, that looks like one. Okay, that's that for that box. Monsters. Small people. Look, I've got any small people. What's in here? Maybe. Also, I'm on the lookout for a pair of wolves, because this party's got a pair of wolves in it. So that's something to bear in mind. Rats, goblins, imps. Goblins? Some undead, weird things. Not a mind flayer, because that might do for one of our dogs. Probably not that one. Oh, I went past this guy. Is this guy? That guy. Those are some guys, so they can go in there. So this other mage. Let's get these mages into holders. Another mage. This one is Mika. This is Anduin. This is Kara. Come you, get out. Get out. There we go. All hard work. Far more fun than what I normally do, though. I thought it would be nice to have some little fairy things. Of course, really, we need to get you in from a slight angle so that you can properly see them as they move around. Otherwise, you're just going to be looking at the top of them like this, and that's no use at all, is it? Well, let's not ruin everything just yet. If we go here, a little bit. A little bit of a tilt on there, but still not quite enough. So I guess I'm going, for the time being, we're going to have to show you. So, Kai. We don't have, by the looks of it, an obvious female cleric, which is kind of a thing, kind of a mood. We have like that, but that's for dwarf. So I think it's a dwarf anyway. So not really what we're looking for. You've got, this one's got a sword, so that's no good. You've got a pointy thing, so you're no good. You're no good. You're no good. Definitely no good. Nope. 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 You look like a bad guy. Tiefling. Male dwarf. Well, probably a male dwarf. I shouldn't be so judgmental. Because depending on the world you're in, dwarves have beards, regardless where people think about it anyway. Okay, well we don't have an obvious model there, so we will just use this one. I swear I remember a version for basic where the dwarf had cleric spells. But maybe I was just imagining it. It's always possible. So she's going to be that. And she is going to be Laurelie. Of course, in BECMI, Laurelie, as an elf, is wearing heavy armor because she can. And she can cast spells whilst wearing it. Which is handy. So ideally, see, what I would want to do is I'd want to bring this camera down a fair bit and angle it a bit more, but I need to get a slightly lower stand for this arm. Sorry, it must be giving you seasickness or something. Anyway, cool. Top bananas. So anyway, these are cool. Or I think they are anyway. What you think is up to you. Okay, so next, I printed out maps. And the 2 dogs. Yes, because I always forget that the dogs are a thing. So for now, we'll just keep them like that. Yeah. Get my mouse out of the way because I don't need that. Well, I might need that. Dice, dudes, morph peoples. They can all go over here, out of the way. Oh, of course. My little dice. See, this bowl. Mistakes were made. I was looking for a breakfast bowl, you see. And I thought, ooh, that looks nice. And I bought it. And it's very small. Very small bowl. Some might say too small. Small bowl. One last little check on that camera application. Landscape. Optimized portrait. See, this one says it's optimized for landscape. But that's clearly portrait. Anything could happen now, so anything could happen in the next few seconds. How's that looking? Well, now I've got the horrible outlay bits. Cancel. So that's strange. For some reason, despite the thing is landscape, right? So this is actually the view that I expected to be capturing. I know what I can do. Haha. I need to get my keyboard first for this. Let's see how this goes. 1 second. Bear with me, caller. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, camo. That's the bit of software that I'm using. If we go like that, and we go like that, and then we made sure that it didn't do that. Right. Oh, sugar. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Of course. Right. Let's try this again. If we go like that, okay, and then we go like that, and then we go like this, We go like that. And then we go like this. I mean, you can't read anything because, you know, but that works a little bit better. So this is one thing that I didn't show you. This is just a quick monster tracker. So if I note them down on here, they're all good to go. Now, because I'm a lazy human being and I hate doing numbers and stuff, I use wounds, which is normally the hit dice level of the monster. This kind of means that I don't end up with nuisances like monsters with 1 hit point left over, or having to decide exactly which monster which one is, right? So that's that. It just lets me track that quickly. But they do damage to these, unless we're talking about henchmen or the wolves. So the wolves are 3 hit dice monsters, so they have 3 wounds. So they used to have hit points. Now they'll just have wounds, right? So 1, 2, 3 / 1, 2, 3. They found these dogs in the dungeon that we were in before. See, I'm looking forward to finding out how a group of players plays through that dungeon. The problem is you kind of need numbers, you see. Otherwise things get bad. But this is cool. We've kind of fixed this problem now. We do still have the kind of angling problem, but, you know, one problem at a time, everyone. One problem at a time. Cool. Okay. Another thing of note, if we go to, if we hide that for a second, is I'm using 2 rules from Swords and Wizardry to make fighters not suck. These 2 rules are... Where's the right window? Here it is. These 2 rules are multiple attacks. So when fighting against a 1 hit dice monster, the fighter gets to roll a number of attacks, do a number of attacks equal to their level. So that's cool. And parrying, which means if they've got a dex score of 14 or better, they reduce the opponent's roll. Right? So they basically increase their armor class if they've got a better dex skill. So this is cool. Also using weapon mastery from the Master's BECMI book, but none of the characters have leveled up enough or got enough money to really worry about that. So that's not a problem. I think another thing that we're going to use from Swords and Wizardry is that the fighters will get 2 attacks every other round at level 1 through, I think it's like 6 or 7. Because otherwise fighters just aren't very useful eventually, reasonably quickly, to be frank. So that's 2 things we'll be playing around with, and if we don't like them or if they're too powerful, we'll stop it, and if it's right, we'll keep it. Another thing we're going to be doing is alternate activation during the combat rounds. Is the combat round tracker on here? It is, yeah. So, roll initiative, group initiative. Highest goes first. Now, we're going to be using alternating activation. So, winners move, losers move. Winners do missile attack, losers do missile attack. Winners do magic, losers do magic. Winners do melee, losers do melee. Right? Like that. Because otherwise I view the combat sequence as just a kind of a nuisance. It's a bit of a hazard. Just something else to worry about. But again, if we find it useful, we'll stick with it. If we think it's rubbish, we'll can it. Attack roll modifiers. So behind target +2, ignore shield. Can't see target. Larger than man size. Monsters are attacking halflings. Target's exhausted. Attacker exhausted. Okay, cool. One thing that's interesting, I keep on wondering whether or not they've mixed things up with this, right? Because the armor class numbers here aren't right. So the plate mail should be 3. Plate mail with a shield is 2. Whatever. we survive. I think a lot of this comes out of the rules compendium. Which misses out on becoming immortal. Who wants that? Anyway, with that out of the way, the kind of weird rules we're going to be playing around with that I will almost immediately forget. And this brave group of adventurers have heard of are on their way to the adventure grounds. So I should probably go back to... Oh! Well, fortunately nobody's watching this, because that was very silly, of course. Because you couldn't see these. So these are the tables, right? This is what I meant by the armor class is wrong. Whatever. Normally we'll only be needing up to about here on this table. So that's that. Character hit rolls, nothing really changes until level 4. So everything's still as it was. I'm far nicer with thief skills than the rules are. So yeah, this party moves normally at 90 foot per turn, which bears in mind that I don't have a dungeon tracker on me. Let's remedy that. Have I already got Drive open? I don't. We need to go to the RPG directory. We need to go to... we need to go to fantasy. We need to go to OSE. We need to go to... it should be in here. Old School Essentials, Referee, Player Tombs, Supplements, Ravenloft. It's going to be unsorted directory event. Will it be in Dungeon Time Tracker? There we go. Yeah. File, print, file, print, file, print, print. There you go. It's coming. It's on its way. Cool. So with that, without further ado, something I do want to play at some point soon is kind of a Three Musketeers style game. I think that'd be fun. Probably with people though, but I don't know. Maybe not. People tend to bring down the mood. So let's get started, see what's going on here in this book. Alright, for our standard combat order, we will have Marcus in front with Alia next. Then we will have the cleric, Kyria, and then we will have the thief, and then we will have the 2 wizards and the dwarf. So that's our combat order. Right, it's dwarf, little dwarfy dude. Oh, and of course, the dogs. Right. Woof woof. They are only 1 base creatures, but you know, they're a bit big. Cool. So that's the marching order for the party. And let's get into some exposition. We all know how much I love exposition. So we don't need any background nonsense because as players don't know. Player background. Here we go. Days ago, your group of adventurers joined a desert caravan. Halfway across the desert, a terrible sandstorm struck, separating your party from the rest of the caravan. Well, that's a problem. I presume the rest of our gold is with that caravan, so we're going to have to find that again. When the storm died down, you found you were alone. The caravan was nowhere in sight. The desert was unrecognizable. Was it unrecognizable, or was it just like all the same? I mean, it's a desert, right? I mean, there's not much variation. It was almost certainly entirely recognizable. It's just it doesn't help. In fact, you prefer it if it was unrecognizable, because at least then it would look like it was somewhere else. As the dunes had been blown into new patterns, you were lost. I was lost. That's terrible. We headed east, the same way the caravan was headed before the storm. Days passed, your mounts died, and you soon drank the last of your water. The end of the desert was not in sight. The second day after your water ran out, you stumbled upon a number of stone blocks sticking out of the sand dunes. Investigation showed that the sand covered the remains of a tall stone wall. On the other side of the stone wall was a ruined city. The stone blocks of the city had toppled and cracked with the passing of time. Sand had covered most of the buildings. The stones that remained uncovered had been scoured smooth by the blowing sands. In the centre of the city towered a step pyramid. It had 5 step-like tiers, each 20 foot high. The bottommost tier was almost completely covered with sand. On the top of the highest tier, there were 3 30-foot tall statues. The statue on the left was of a strong, bearded man holding a balance. Okay. In one hand and a lightning bolt in the other. Holding a balance. It's got a little star on it, so it kind of clearly presumes I don't know what a balance is, and it'll be right. Other than balancing. The statue on the left was a strong bearded man holding a balance in one hand and a lightning bolt in the other. The middle statue was of a winged child with 2 snakes twinned about its body. The child held a wand in one hand and a handful of coins in the other. The statue on the right was of a beautiful woman. In her hand she held a sheaf of wheat and a sword. On the south side of the pyramid, a ramp with stairs led from the ground to the top of the highest tier. A quick search of the ruins revealed no source of food or water. So you decided to climb the pyramid in the side of the ramp, level with the floor of the top of the pier. You found a secret door. So, quick note here. If I was running it, I would either you just go, hey, you've been lost in the desert. It sucks. You found a pyramid, you climbed up to the top. There's a secret door in front of you. What are you going to do? Right? You're out of water. I wouldn't kind of compel them up the stairs. If I was going to start them kind of like outside of a city, I'd be like, oh, there's a huge pyramid with a you know, the description. It's got stairs that go up. What are you gonna do? And they'll go up. Well, invariably they'll potter about the town for a little while, and you can throw some monsters at them. That'll teach them. But we've been compelled up these stairs by the system, so, you know, they're compelled up the stairs. You've been compelled up the stairs. Nice wee picture, though. I like it. So, in here we've got a wandering monster table. So, giant centipedes, cave locusts, Kinodisians? See part 6 new monsters. So what do they look like? Let's take a little gander. Kinodisians are a special type of normal human who live in the Lost City. Oh right, okay, so they're residents. Okay, cool. Giant ferret, gnome, goblins. Cool. I love the giant ferret. What is it? It's a giant ferret. I don't know how I should feel about this. I think I killed some giant ferrets in the last adventure. I think it was like a ferret nest, and we had to kill the ferrets. Brutal. Some descriptions for those monsters, and yeah, a key. So look here. Uh-oh, knocked everyone over. This is one, the statue room. You lot get back where you're supposed to be. If monsters attack, how will the viewers ever know what order you were supposed to be in? So, we found a secret door. The first dungeon level consists of tiers 1 and 2 of a step pyramid. So that would be these two, right? The pyramid is made of large, smooth stone blocks. The rooms are made of bare slabs, except where noted otherwise. So that's one of the good things of these wee old adventures. We go, this is basically what everything on this in this section looks like. If it doesn't look like this, we'll tell you. Good. So that means when we're talking to players, that's nice and easy. The passage ceilings are usually 10 foot high. Room ceilings are 15 foot high. Most doors close unless held, jammed or spiked open, unless otherwise stated. The pyramid is unlit. So that's again something to bear in mind. Is that the doors in dungeons by default close when they're not being held open. So something to bear in mind. Remember that so we're out of water and we're out of food. So we need to get these supplies or else we will die. That would suck. Wandering monsters are encountered on a 1d6 every 2 game turns. That's why the tracker has those W's on it. We'll address wandering monsters at some point. Yeah, some descriptions of monsters. So, this first room that we enter through the secret door. So let's check that. Side view of the secret door. So, right. So it's kind of at the side of the stairs, I guess. And we find that. And that takes us into room 1. Now, this is almost where it kind of becomes a bit like a play your own adventure. Okay, the slab of stone that hid the secret entrance to the pyramid is now held open by the dead body of a hobgoblin. Interesting. There are hobgoblins here. Somewhere. Probably. The body has a large crossbow bolt sunk deep in its chest. The hobgoblin has been dead several weeks. A large crossbow bolt. Sounds like it could be a ballista. Okay, so we're going to proceed cautiously. Beyond the stone slab is a 10-foot wide passage leading into the pyramid. The passage floor is covered with dust. Several pairs of footprints can be seen leading inwards in a niche in the wall opposite the secret door. The party will see a large crossbow pointed at them. The crossbow is not loaded, clearly, because the crossbow bolt is in that gentleman's chest. Hobgoblins. Nasty wee creatures. The crossbow trap was treated it, so also this has double reminded our party that we're going to have to be super cautious, but they would be anyway, right? So this is a party that have survived an encounter with a dragon so far, so duh. Cool. The hobgoblin. So yeah, we're going to have a check around. Light our torch. So we're going to have Kai and Kara are going to light some torches. So I've marked off one of the torch icons here. And then 6 turns. So turn 1, we're going to spend kind of checking for traps, and we find the plate that the hobgoblin has stepped on to set off that trap. And we go along this corridor and into this room, by the looks of it. Unless, yeah, I think that's what we do. The highest tier of a pyramid is a single 40-foot square room. So this is important to know. We're looking at 10-foot squares. The room smells old and musty. The dust on the floor has been disturbed, though no special details can be made out. 3 huge bronze cylinders reach from the floor to the ceiling in the middle of the room. In the center of each cylinder, facing you at floor level, is a bronze door. Each door has a bronze handle that can be used to pull the door open. Okay, what are we going to do? Well, first off, we're going to check for traps, because of course we are. Normally characters won't find traps unless they're looking for them. Traps that work automatically can be avoided by taking special precautions. The DM rolls dice whenever they are looking for or thieves are removing traps. Traps will be found on page B22. However, this is how I do it. I use the table that the cleric uses, like so. Right? Let's just pop this somewhere. Pop this over here. So if we see this cleric turning table, this is the cleric level, this is the level of the enemy. So 1 hit dice, 2 hit dice, 3 hit dice, 4 hit dice. Right? Now for this, I would take the thief's level and then the floor that I'm on. Right? So I'm on level 1 floor. I've got a thief, which means for a level 1 trap and a level 3 thief, the thief immediately detects these traps, right? Because the thief is not an idiot. He knows his job. She knows her job, even. He used to be a he, but I've changed my mind, and it's now a she, primarily because I like this model, and I thought it was already plugged in, so I may as well keep it. So, we detect these traps immediately. So the first trap, here we go. This is trapped. It's got darts. So let's be careful with that. The next trap, she goes. In the base of a trap, the center of a trap is harmless. If the party searches this area, they'll find dry blood on the floor of the cylinder. The trap was triggered by an earlier party. So, right. And 1E is a special hinged paving stone in front of the base of the statue. The stone will drop open when the lever is pulled. Anyone standing will fall into room 6 below and take 1 to 6 points of damage. Cool. The bronze cylinders are hollow. A ladder going both up and down will be found inside each cylinder. Anybody climbing up a ladder will find that it goes up inside one of the statues on top of the pyramid. Each statue has a special speaking tube. The characters don't care, they're not going up. Okay, so that takes us down into... And I know it's a bit of a fait accompli, but their experience. So this takes us down into room 6. So, tier 2, room 6, special storeroom. A 10-foot radius circle at the foot of each ladder is lit by a glowing 2-foot long beetle. Each beetle has 3 glowing spots. Oh, the three beetles are fire beetles. Each beetle has 3 glands. We all know what fire beetles are. They're a nuisance. The room hole, the glands, the beetles are hungry and will attack if disturbed. So here's the question. A, do I already have the reaction table on here? So it does say here that they will attack if disturbed. So, and given that the description here says that a 10-foot radius circle lit at the foot of each ladder is lit by a 2-foot long beetle. Each beetle has 3 glowing spots. So we can safely presume that the front of the party has irritated these beetles. Now, first things first, can we quickly find a beetle? It's not going to be in there. I'm sure I've got some beetles somewhere, but I'm not going to look too hard. These are little people. Do the little people have a beetle among them? You got a beetle? Anybody? Anybody? Got a dog? I should probably actually use that one instead of those big ones. Got 2 of them. Got some more dogs, some slimes. Look, it's a slime, just like me. Grr, grr, grr. You aren't beetles. 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 Not beetle. Not a beetle. Not beetles. Okay, so we don't have any beetles here, but let's just use these. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Right. So we'll use these little guys. But so 10 foot across. These are 5-foot squares. The whole room is, what is it? Again, it's what does that look like to you? 4x4. So 4x4 to me. Which means, let's just go over here. Which means it's 8x8, right? And let's get some of this junk out of our way. Although, what we're going to need is my little notebook. Gonna need my notebook so I can note down all the glorious things that they managed to half-inch. I don't think that's the right book. Pretty sure it's not the right book anyway. No, that's an adventure book, not a stabby book. Let's put that there for a second. Sorry about this. Human beings. I am notoriously disorganised today. No, I don't know where it is. I'll have to look for it later. We'll just keep a note somewhere else. We'll keep the note. We'll keep a note on these because I'm not going to lose these. Of course, I'm going to lose these. I could note it on the sheet. Whatever. Cool. So, beasties. Three angry fire beetles. And we're going to say that we've come down three of the little tunnels. And yeah, we were going to do this room. So this room is 8 by 8. Oh, one of these. That'd be good. No, that's is 4 by 8, but not the right kind. Do a couple of these. This is always for fun. Oh, look. Oh. Normally I've got... Oh, there we go. There's no one. Do his last few, quick check. Magical stuff. Go in. Okay. So this room is just 4 by 4. It's got 3 doors. We won't worry about it. It's not. That's corridor. That's cornerstones. Oh, there's a 4 by 4 as well. That gives us enough space. So let's take some of these off. Take you off. 4. Where did it just go? Where did I just put it, guys? There it is. So 4. I should probably get one of these which is a slightly different colour, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Okay, 4 by 4. These things are 2 foot apart, 10 foot apart. It's double 6. 10-foot radius. 10-foot radius circle at the foot of each ladder is lit by a 2-foot glowing beetle. Each beetle has 3 gland spots. 1 hit dice plus 2, so I'll give them 2 wounds each. AC 4. They're pretty tough. Okay. So we guess if they come down like so, we can guess that the beasties are glowing here. So we've got Cleric, we've got Marcus, and we've got what's her name? Alia. As our three fighters, our 3 combatants already in the room. And let's note down the stats of these little guys. So of course, if I wasn't doing this solo, I'd already have lots of this already written up. But fire beetle, and we're giving them 2 wounds. We're giving them They do 2 to 8, so 2d4 worth of damage. They've got an AC of 4. They've got a 1+ hit dice monster. There to hit. Armor class 0 is not on here because it doesn't have FACO. We've got this sheet, and what we do, we check this sheet quickly. As a 1 hit dice plus monster, their FACO is 18. Yeah, FACO is 18. So 18 minus 3 is 15. 15 minus 3 is 12. Minus 9 is 9, right? So there we go. Any specials to note about these little beasties? There's no one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 9, 12, 15, 18. 4, 4, hit dice, 1+, 1+. So, anything else about them to worry about? No. So, first off, let's roll for who goes first. Players party. Beastie party. Beastie party. On evens, I give the initiative to the players. Players go first, so players move first. They all... actually, 5 and a 1. Really, that should be our surprise roll. So, they're surprised on this first round. So this means we're in round 1. Let's get a dice to match. Track that just in case it's important. Round 1, movement, done. They don't get any movement because they're surprised. This will be Marcus. Let's get some. Marcus, Laurelie, Kyria. Right. So, Kyria got an 18. We're looking for 4s. Kyria 18. Yeah, that hits, no problem. So it's a straight weapon. So for her target, we'll give her this one down here. She does 1 wound to it with that damage. So next round, did the 9 hit off of Marcus? Probably not. 9 hits. Yeah, no. So party goes first, monsters go second. So I'm going to say every 3 rounds, to round 2, every 3 rounds we could get the next rank of people come down. 2, so that gives us moves. No one can move, no one can move. Next phase is missile combat. No missile combat, obviously. No magic, obviously. Melee. The players' party goes first. So again, Marcus, Alia, Kyria. They all miss that time. So the beasties attack. Oh, so one attacking Kyria hits, because of course it does. 17. That will hit a armor class of... It'll hit an armor class of 1. So that's attacking Alia, and Alia's armor class is 1, so she also gets hit. And they do 2d4 worth of damage each. So Kyria's damage, she takes 5 hit points. That's painful for the first round of the first fight. 5 points for both of them. This is literally how every single fight I ever run goes. Every first fight, it's like 20s all round. Just every time. Every time it's just an absolute battering. And folks are like, oh, it shouldn't happen that way. And I'm like, well, it does. I've done this a lot now. These bad guys, they love to roll these dice. Anyway, next round. Bad guys go first. So it's the end of this round, people will come in. Movement, none, melee. 15 will hit a 3 on Lorelie. Kyria. Oh, I've not copied across her armor class. That's a nuisance. Her armor class is pretty high, because for the very reason that she keeps on getting hit. And Kyria's armor class is 1 without a shield and -1 with a shield. So she has a shield, so she is on -1. So 15 doesn't hit her. Cool. Party 19. So that's a hit from Alia. She hits. She does a wound to hers. She's at the very front, so we'll give her the top one. Next round, even. I give evens to the party. The thief has arrived. The dwarf has arrived. And one of the wizards has arrived. This is Kara. Kara has arrived. So, movement. Well, hold on. Oh no, that's fine. Alia doesn't have any decent decks. Marcus is the one with decks. Marcus is a killing machine. Alia might not make it. Sorry, Alia. But she'll make it through this fight. 1, 2. So this is protected this 5-foot block, right? 3, 4. So she can attack that from behind. The dwarf is gonna 1, 2, 3, and just be in here. The wizard's just gonna get out of the way back here, and have a listen at this back door probably. She's got a 1 in 6 chance of hearing anything. She doesn't hear anything at all. Okay, cool. Evens. They can't move. They can't move. There's no magic going on. They're not casting. This is a poxy little fight. Combat. So, dwarf will gain this dice. Dwarf. Thief. So this is Anduin. This is Kai. Kai gets +2 for flanking. Doesn't help though. The only one to hit is Marcus. Marcus has a dagger +2, but no, that's 6 +2, 8 on. Still only going to do 1 wound. And Marcus is the only one who hasn't hit anything. So there you go. There you go, Marcus. So again, attacking the same 3 that they were before. Jeez. 16 on Lorelei hits. Alia even hits a 16 hits a 2. Alia has a 1. Cool. 17. That doesn't hit Laura. It doesn't hit Kyria because she's got a -1 armor class. Okay. That takes us up to zone 4. Who goes first? Party again. Nothing is happening in the movement stakes. Everything is fine. Go again. Party. Marcus with a 16 hits again. No problem. That's Anduin. Anduin hits number 3, number 1, because we're going this way. Everyone else misses. Okay, so this one and that one are out of the fight. They are deceased beetles, and now the last one alive attacks Alia but misses. Morale check. It's fine. It's just a beetle. It's not really into it. Initiative check. Party goes first. It's going to end up looking a bit like this. So everybody except for the thief will have a go. Jeez. A 13 from Anduin. 13 from Anduin hits a 2. So Anduin, fortunately doesn't look too bad when he hits it. Cool. So that's that fight done. So again, lots of folks go combat takes ages. It doesn't have to. Doesn't have to. Most of that time was kind of playing around and setting up, and that's only because I wanted a bit of a table. So we actually swapped around those dogs from these big dogs to these little dogs. Little dogs. And we'll put these big dogs in here. Cool. So, here's a question. Are the characters going to attempt to remove the glands and use them for light? 1 to 3, yes. 4 to 6, no. 4, no. So they search the rest of the room to figure out what's in here. So, 2 things have occurred now. Where's my little dungeon tracker? Here it is. Donk. Dungeon tracker. So we're on 2. This means monster roll. Fail. But we also had a fight. Monster roll. Fail. No monsters. Cool. So there are 3 doors, if we go back here, after everyone comes down, and we all go, well, that was an event, they say, and we get back into our little marching order. So, often, to be frank, really, the cleric should be in front, because she can use a polearm, whereas she cannot. So I'm sure there are pole hammers that we could use. Something to look into. So, right. Oh, they even moved around the maps in this book. That's funny. Yeah. Okay. So, the question is, now that I've thoroughly lost everything, out of these 3 doors, which are we going to try first? So, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. 1 to 2. We're going to go this way first. So, thing to bear in mind, we're not really very encumbered, so we can move 9 squares per turn. Turn is 10 minutes. So, if we kind of presume that we spend the rest of this turn checking here, this then means we go into the next random monster roll. We're good. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I noticed there that we walked past a secret room. Now, let's see if they mention, like, if there's a breeze or what. So that room is free. Secret room. Inside of a room, you see 7 bird-like creatures with long beaks like tubes. A faint glitter catches your eye, attacking bird-like creatures. So if we can find... Oh, sturges, of course. These characters know what sturges are. Or sturgs? I don't know. So... Okay. Okay. Well, we are going to presume that first route round we don't see anything. So we've gone here, not found anything. There's this door. The doors, let's go back to what the description was for a second. Doors will tend to be closed. Most doors are stone slabs that push inwards. Oh no. Been on top chat all this time instead of live chat. If I did have a sudden rush of excited visitors, I might have entirely missed them all. So yeah, I don't think there's much chance of hearing anything at the door, so I'm not going to roll. They're going to push the door open. What do we see in room 4? The room is sparsely furnished with rotting furniture. This includes a bed, desk, chest, a writing table with a wooden chair, and wooden holy symbol shaped like a lightning bolt. All of the furniture is covered with a thick layer of dust. On the floor lies the body of a dead hobgoblin. The body looks several weeks dead. Its left arm is swollen and discoloured. That doesn't sound like a tramp, does it? No, doesn't sound like a tramp at all. Okay. So we search him, of course. Most importantly, his body has a full water bottle and a purse with 135 silver pieces and 40 gold pieces. Well, that's being got, eh? Definitely. So 135 silver pieces and what was it? 30 gold pieces. 40 gold pieces. Oh. But most importantly, a water bottle. So we basically share the water. Excitedly, hoping that it's not poisoned. And we move on. So we will spend a turn searching this room, and then we will move on. So if we go back here, moving on means going right. In fact, we've got to rest this turn. So we'll rest in room 2. Donk. We will light some new torches. Like so. And then we'll move on. So next turn we go... I didn't roll. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's a door here. And we, of course, will give it an open. The room seems drier than the rest of the pyramid. Well, that's strange. In the centre of the room are half dozen small crates. Seated on the crates are nearly a dozen 1 foot tall winged people. They're talking a strange musical language and laughing merrily. Okay. Hello, we goes to the strange small dudes. And they suddenly buzz around and start kind of interrogating visually the party's bits and pieces, right? So lifting up flaps of their bags and rooting around. So with their merry chattering. They kind of approaches. They're all very excited. Given that we are good and neutral, and they seem very pleased to be seeing us and neutral. We talk to them and try and find out anything, but I don't think that we speak. We don't speak sprites, and they don't seem to be interested in speaking common. So they kind of quickly get bored of the party and flit off. On we will take a look through the chests though, and really, they're not very exciting. They look to have like these weird tubes with like pointy tops on and little bits of string coming out the back of them. So we've got no ideas what those are. If player decide to keep a usable crate contains. So yeah, I mean they've got no idea what these things are. Well, let's give them a dice roll. On a 6, they know what they are. On a 1 through 5, they don't. They don't know what they are. As an aside, they're fireworks. Cool. So that's this room. Not very exciting. Well, we had some fun with some sprites. Wandering monster. Yes. D8. 3. And also, they appear 60 foot away. So, no, we're 60 foot in front or 60 foot behind. 1 to 3, they're in front. 4 to 6, they're behind. 1 to 3, they're in front. So that means they're in this room. And they are a number 3, right? So they are a Sinicidian, Part 6, New Monsters. Okay. Which means... Also, if we all get murdered, ready to play characters to replace people. Useful. If we all get murdered... Right, Sinicidian encounters. They are 1 to 12. 1 to 12. D12s. Oh, I don't need to roll D12s very often. 4. Okay. Interesting. Let's carry on. You'll see them soon. And you'll be very, well, depending on what's in that room. The next turn, we arrive here. What's 5A first off? 5A, pottery jars. Okay, and then what's that? Room 8. Okay, we open up that room. Oh god. Okay, so so in this room there are a group of terrified people who are now doubly terrified upon seeing us with our torches. Um, Currently trapped in a room with a green oozing thing. It's a beautiful slime, just like me. But regardless, yeah, they are in trouble. Their feet are amused. Um, so, well, the party's going to light an oil lamp and throw it near where the people are. Um, as it smashes on the ground, the fire bursts out, and the green slime withdraws from that position, and the people run towards us, but they have this panicked look as if they don't know what to do. And Kyla, Kyria goes, quick, run! And we'll close the door behind you. And they panically run, and they keep on running past as we slam the door shut. And the Muse is quite displeased. But the thing about the slime is it's slow moving, and it's stuck in the room now, so we don't have to worry about that slime. And those people with a random encounter, they're wearing like really beautiful, bright coloured clothes, and they're terrified both of the yous and of us. And so they have run away. That was an event. The room, from what we could see, was just full of goo, so not much of an issue. Now we're going to spend 2 turns going back to the main room. Let's see if there's a new random beastie anywhere. Nope. This means we need to rest and fire up a new torch. A pair of new torches. Expand that. And next. 1 to 3. 4 to 6. 4. So we're going to go for this door. Because they're clearly mad. I mean, clearly you do this door and cover both the doors on that wall, but whatever. They're in charge, not me. Players will be players. And they head out of this room. 1, 2, and there's a door here. So they open it cautiously to see what's inside. And this is room 10. Room 10. Abandons priest quarters. The room looks like it might once have been a quarters to a cleric, but it looks like it has been abandoned for a long time. It contains a musty dust-covered shelf, a sleeping pallet, a writing desk with a wooden stool, a chest, and a holy wooden symbol. Looks like a balance. I don't know what a balance is. Is it like scales? I presume it's a set of scales. Like the Lady Liberty, right? I guess. That's my guess. Cool. They, of course, ransack the room because they're adventurers, and that's what adventurers do. And we'll see if their ransacking brings us any beasties. Well, there are beasties. Which kind of beasties? So we roll a d8. 6. I think that's Cyclidians again. Or Syndicians. That's 6. It's a giant ferret. Oh. How far away is this giant ferret? 70 foot. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now, is it in room 9? 2 to 6. Not 2. 4 to 6, it's in room 9. It's not in room 9. Okay. So it's 70 foot. 1, 2, 3. Is it up or down? Up 1 to 3, down 4 to 6. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Clearly, they've got a wee nest up there. Giant ferret. Giant ferrets are like 3-foot long weasels. Weasels. Don't ask my mother slime about weasels. She's not a fan of weasels. Killed all her chickens. Nasty little buggers. They hunt giant rats underground. Ferrets are highly unpredictable and sometimes attack humans. So they've not met each other yet. But given its location, I presume it's coming down this way. And they're going to go into room 9. So there's a chance that the ferret will come up behind them and be surprised. So that'll be interesting. I wonder what's in room 9. So they move into room 9 and open the door and have a look around whilst the ferret comes down. So this again, oh my, this is abandoned priest quarters. The room contains an old bed, writing table, chair, and a chest. From the looks of the furniture, the quarters have long been abandoned. From behind the bed comes a scuffling sound. Suddenly, you see the head of a large pale blue lizard with orange spots burst suddenly into view. The lizard is a gecko. It is munching on the body of an unfortunate Sedician. If a party enters the room without looking up, they will be surprised by a second gecko. The party is smart, so I will say there is a 3 to 4 they do look up, 1 to 2 they do not. 4 they do. So they are not surprised by the second gecko. So there are 2 geckos in here. Wow. This dungeon, starter dungeon, would be unpleasant for like a smaller level 1 party. I think if you had like 10 PCs, you'd get through this. But, geez, this is tasty. So, we've also got that ferret behind us to figure out what's going to happen there. Let's get this out of the way. So this is a small ass room, 2 by 2. So it's a 4 by 4 room, right? For a start. So it's a 4 by 4 room. Maybe we've even got we've got something door-like. The one from this wee package is missing, I feel, is doors. But, you know, I'll buy some more stuff at some point and not use that properly either. That's a corridor that goes into a thing. That's a double door. That's a single entrance. No. Although that's probably quite good for the interior of the room. Part of the interior of the room, anyway. No. It's kind of annoying. So this is what takes me the time. It's never the actual playing the game. It's always faffing about looking for things. One of the reasons why I started playing with only the pen and the paper, because it stopped me from faffing about with nonsense on the computer. But now I've managed to create nonsense in the physical as well, because I'm just that much of a plum. Note to self: get little doors like you used to have in, what was it called? That game with the doors and stuff. Hero Quest. But no, I don't think there are just like any doors, which is kind of a miss. I'd say that is that's a door, but that's not a useful door. That's also a door, but not a useful door. Sat there, muttering to myself, leaving you out of this exciting search for some doors. I mean, I don't need to. I could just keep on going. But there's one door. That's still a double door, but you know, it's better than nothing. Staircases. I've got loads of I mean, I feel an abnormally large amount of staircases versus a really quite. I've got lots of doors like this, which I don't see the point in. I mean, I do, but I don't know why I have so many of them. Right? There's another one. The other round bit, I suppose. Oh, there's another door. I mean, a completely different kind of door, but it's still a door, which means it suits for what I'm thinking about, for what we're thinking about, what we're doing. Are you a door? You're not a door. You're a statue. You a door? You're not a door. Okay. Well, I found some doors, so that's good enough. And I found one door, which is two doors, which is in fact the ideal number of doors, I suppose, for most situations. So we go like if we go like we don't need the two of you. Door thingy room and then corridor, right? So we've got here this corridor, donk, like so. Let's do that for now, a little bit off center. So what we've got is doors opened, donk. That's for probably the wrong way, but whatever. We don't have one unit doors. We do what we do because we can, not because we must. Like so. In case something comes from there. Like so, right? So we've got elf, wizard, dwarf, another wizard, Alia, Kai, Kyria, and gentleman there. And again, we don't really have things for these, but big old geckos. One from behind the bed, one that's on the ceiling. And oh, we've got two dogs. Now, I'm going to say that there's actually a 4 in 6 chance of these dogs just smelling the ferret. They smell the ferret. So they know that around this here corner is a ferret coming. And they're barking. Ruff, 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 ruff. Right. Now, how's the ferret going to react to this? 10. Okay. Well, ferret reaction is a 10. So, that's quite a positive reaction. By positive, I mean monster is neutral next round, roll +4. Reaction table. So it's not attacking, and the dogs, of course, only attack when we tell them to. So we're not telling them to attack this little beastie, and this little beastie isn't attacking us. These two beasties, on the other hand, definitely are. They're here for dinner, and we are looking absolutely delicious. Delicious, because you humans all look delicious. It's just, you know, you can't help it. Sumptuous. Scrumptious even. Om nom 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 nom. People just need to be getting eaten. So, I've turned around and said, oh, combat's really quite quick, and then I faff about for 20 minutes. But hey, that's life. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a surprise for you or for me. So this fight is geckos, right? Geckos. Times 2. Wounds are 3 HDI plus 1. So I'm going to give them 4 wounds apiece. Damage is 1 to 8. So 1d8, 1d8. They are AC 5. And because they are 3 plus 1, their to hit is their to hit armor class 0, 3 plus is, so their 10, their 9 is 7, their 0 is 16. 16. Their 9 is 7. So they are on par with Marcus and Anduin. 7, 10, 13. Hit dice 3 plus. Not a good situation for them. Lucky that Ferret's playing ball. Okay. Now, who's surprised? We're both surprised. This makes sense. For Beastie was eating something, we popped in, not expecting it. So, as always, pink for the party. This colour, I don't know what colour this is. Red? I think it's red. I think it's red. Even Stevens, I give it for party. So, what's going to happen here is this guy's going to engage that. She is going to engage down here. She is going to engage here. She is going to engage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. He 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to back that up, and she is going to get her polearm out and attack that. This wolf's going to stay here just in case, and this one is going to go into here to help against that gecko. Okay, so that's the movement. Missile, none. Magic, none. I'm not entirely sure what spells those two have. Something that neither a player nor a GM should admit. One of them's definitely got Charm Person. The other one has, let me check. The other one has Hold Portal by default, and they're both level 2 now, so they've both got a second spell. Oh, I give all my magic users read magic for free, because otherwise it's dumb. So yeah. Right, scrap. Dwarf and Kalia. So Dwarf, Kalia, Marcus, Alia, Kai. I got another D20, so I can do all 6 of them at the same time. Kai. I should have one somewhere. Well, I do have others, but most of them look the same. Just roll the damn dice, slime boy, creature, carrion. Okay, we will. We remember what all the dice are. So, Anduin, double hit. Tell you what we forgot. We forgot the fighters get 2 attacks on every second round. Another reason to keep this tracked. Anduin hits for double. 15 is a hit from Kyria. 1 is a miss. 10 from Marcus against a 10 from Marcus against no, that's a miss. And everyone else misses. Okay, so dum 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 dum. The gecko at the back there takes 2 hits from Anduin and a hit from Kalia. So, because I'm pretty sure 15 hits are 4. Yeah. Okay. Now the 2 geckos. So the gecko is going to hit 1 to 6 Kyria, 4 to 1 to 3 Kyria, 4 to 6 hits Kyria. That was kind of what I thought it was going to do. This one is hitting Marcus. Oh, we haven't rolled for the elf and we haven't rolled for him. So let's roll for the elf. So elf, dog. 16, 14. So the elf against Lorelei hits a 3. Dog as a 3 hit dice monster, so it's 1 less than this chap. So it hits 0s for 17. It rolled a 14. So it hit 3. Hit armor class 3. So that also hits. So that's two wounds on for first gecko. Cool. Gecko, so the gecko 1 is attacking Kyria. Gecko down here is attacking Marcus. Fucking every time, I tell you. 17, oh wow, 17 doesn't hit that. 18 hits. 17 hits a -1. They both get hit. 1d8 each. So Marcus takes 6 points of damage and 7 points off of Kyria. Jeez. I tell you, every time they get absolutely battered. Makes no sense. It shouldn't happen. I'm sure it doesn't really happen, but it always feels like it happens, right? So, next round, Kyria is going to cast Cure Light Wounds. This makes sense. And yeah, Marcus is fine. So let's see who goes first. Party goes first. Moves, nothing to move. Party goes first. This fella gets +4 in this roll. 9, 12. So this fella's friendly and goes off about its business. Right. So the giant ferret lurking around somewhere, but isn't interested in messing around with whatever's going on here. you can get out. So that's because they get a +4 for rolling the 10 last time. Okay. With that, going first. This means Kyria gets to try and heal. Watch this run. It's a 3. It's a 4. 4 hit points healed. Not great. She can still die in 1 hit. But that's her action. Melee. Dwarf. Dwarf is going to do a punch. Marcus. Thief. So that's everybody misses. That's a 12, which is a 14, but still 14 from Kai, who is absolute garbage, isn't a hit. Right. So now dwarf missed. Now dog and elf. No, useless. Now, come back here. Haha, doesn't matter. Missed. 16 hits AC 0. Phew, she's got a -1. Doesn't hit her that time. Like I said, I stack armor on her because she just gets absolutely battered. And she's going to use a second healing spell this turn. Other than that, who goes first? Party goes first. Cool. Gecko's doing well, not getting hit by anything. After that first round, you thought it was going to be done quick there. Magic, healing, another 4 hit points. Up to 14. So that almost puts her back to where she's supposed to be. So I'm using the spells first because whilst we do have 3 Cure Light Wound scrolls, and we've got 2 healing potions, those of course are single use. Whereas if I go to sleep, we can save ourselves from having to use the materials, but I think we might have to do that soon anyway. Right, cool. Standard practice. She's not fighting. Right. 15 for Marcus is almost certainly a hit. Yeah. 15 from Alia is almost certainly a hit. Yeah. 10 for those aren't hits. So Alia and Marcus kill that gecko before he gets to act. That other gecko though gets to try and kill no, she doesn't. It doesn't hit her. Kyria is fine this time. She's finally battling back and keeping it off. Next round. Party goes first, so at least these have been going well for us. Movement. This guy's dead. So I think with that, Marcus is going to go into this space. Oh yeah, does the beastie run away? No, beastie's happy as Larry. It's a beastie. It doesn't understand the situation it's in. So melee combat is going to be Kyria, Marcus, Anduin. 15, 18. Those are hits, and it's only got 1 wound left. So it's a dead dude. Top bananas. Cool. And well, with that combat resolved, and a quick look as to what else is in this room, what else have we got in this room? Let's see. 10, 9. Oh, we find a weird mask that the gecko drops. Looks like some kind of bird-like creature. Okay, well, let's note that down. Bird-like creature mask. And we're in room 9. And also, let's check our dungeon tracker. This puts us in there. Which means let's double check for if there's going to be another scrap at the start of the next session. No. Cool. So that is day 1 of Velocity. Probably not very exciting. And I forgot about those extra blasted things. That's the problem, right? Remembering some of this stuff when you think about it. Maybe next time I will hunt down specific types of tiles first, but who am I kidding? Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. We'll see. Tomorrow, I got some short play games that we might have a look at tomorrow. So we'll see what goes on there. And we didn't end up using Foundry a huge amount, but you know, it's fair. Reminding us of things, but I mean, Marcus is almost impossible to hit unless people get 20s at this level. So yeah. He's basically operating now with an armor class of -3 from the front. So cool. Well, thank you very much, everybody, and I'm going to get to the end of this and realise, no, I did have my audio turned on, so that's good. Top bananas, well. Here from the Dungeon Master's favourite bedroom. I will bid you adieu, and hope that you have a wonderful Thursday. And I will see you, well, I won't see anyone at all, but you can see me whenever you feel on this machine that is known as the YouTubes for another Scuff venture. Thank you very much. And yeah, it's grand to be there. So long.